I've come across several videos on YouTube decoding David Bowie's Blackstar. However, I haven't seen any videos out there that get to the heart of what this video is truly about. So I was compelled to make my own video and explain what I have seen through spiritual eyes. Here are my pieces of the puzzle. People have been wondering if Blackstar is a warning by Bowie about something to come, notably Nibiru, Planet X. I don't believe any of this is a warning at all, but an announcement. A herald of the new age to come, the fifth age, the beast system. The main theme of this video is about apotheosis, the Luciferian doctrine of men to become gods within this beast system. To understand the mindset here, Luciferians and occultists, the majority of the world's elites, the Illuminati, don't see Lucifer as the devil or an entity of evil, but as the light bringer who fell to earth. To them, he is actually the good guy in the Bible story of creation and the fall of man. To them, Lucifer was merely trying to give knowledge to man and elevate our status, which was denied to us by our God. And for that, they have been seeking Lucifer to achieve godhood ever since. Blackstar, the title of the song, is an alternate name for the planet Saturn, which is worshipped by occultists because of its association with Satan. So here we are. We finally find out what has become of Major Tom. We see a young woman approach the astronaut, and we see that she has a tail. It doesn't have a spike at the end of it, but it does make me think of something demonic. It's a harbinger of things to come in this video. She opens up his helmet, and it reveals his skull adorned in jewels, meaning that he has achieved godhood. His remains ending up on this strange planet alludes to the ancient astronaut theory, where aliens came to Earth long ago and were worshipped as gods. A word about this. Most Bible-believing Christians have an understanding that what many people understand to be aliens are not extraterrestrial, but are actually interdimensional beings from the other side. Not from the other side of the galaxy, but from the other side of the spiritual veil. And they're what the Bible describes as fallen angels or demons. They've been worshipped as gods in ancient times for the power they possess beyond human understanding. Today in the fringe subculture, and even mainstream culture marginally, aliens are still revered to some extent as being a source of infinite spiritual knowledge and advanced technology. Now, before we assume that the biblical understanding of the alien-demon connection is far-fetched, I want to quickly show you something. The Luciferian occultist Aleister Crowley, whom both David Bowie and Darkstar director Johann Renck are admitted fans of, often ritualistically summoned and established contact with a demon named Lamb. Crowley sketched a portrait of Lamb after one of his sessions, and this is what he looks like. Notice anything familiar? This was in 1917, long before the concept of UFOs, aliens, and alien greys were mainstream concepts. Blackstar opens with the lines, "In the filler of all men, in the filler of all men, stands a solitary candle. In the center of it all, in the center of it all, you are." Ormen is Norwegian for serpent. The serpent represents Satan in Judaism and Christianity. And for Luciferians, who refer to the devil as the light bringer, the light of the flames from this candle represents Lucifer. So we have a candle flame in the house of the serpent, Lucifer within the house of the devil. It doesn't get any simpler than that. This is the hook that is chanted repeatedly throughout the song in a Gregorian fashion, creating a desired hypnotic effect. We have to ask, why does this village have this candle perpetually lit in this sacred space? Could it be that they are prayerfully waiting for the arrival of someone for whom this candle represents? We see Bowie in another dimension on the other side of the veil as a messenger in the form of a spirit. Remember, he knew his death was coming. There are two men and a woman trembling, enraptured by the unholy spirit in connection with the coming beast. We hear feverish saxophone playing, denoting the intensity of demonic energy driving through them. They are perhaps representative of the spirit itself. It could also be that the twins, one black, one white, not only represent the Illuminati's black and white symbol of duality, but also opposing elements that are needed to create energy, like the negative and positive charge of a battery in a spiritual sense. The woman, being female, capable of bringing forth life and energy, is the conduit for the output of the spiritual alchemy down to the earthly dimension. They are all in the attic of this A-framed house, representing the capstone of the pyramid of the all-seeing eye. In the subconscious, attics often represent repressed thoughts that are being revealed, and connection to the higher self, not to God, but the self as conceptualized in the New Age and Luciferian doctrine. So again, this is all linked to apotheosis, becoming a god. The skull is placed in a reliquary to be revered, similar to what Catholics do with relics of dead saints. Skulls, whether real or replica, are commonly used in witchcraft and black magic for necromancy, connecting with ancestors or the mighty dead. It is also believed to hold the spirit of the person that it belonged to in life. You will notice that women play a major role in this video. Remember, in the Bible it was Eve who was first deceived by Satan in the form of a serpent. It was through her that sin came into the world. And you will soon see in this video that it is through women that this new age beast system will be born. Young women gather, and at the bottom third of the screen, we see a curved beam of light which represents the rings of Saturn, encircling them all. What would be the center of Saturn's ring but Saturn, the planet of Satan? Bowie gestures his hands toward the twins and the woman. It is evident that he controls them, and their spirit energy, in turn, moves through the group of women on the other side of the veil. We now see that the rings of Saturn completely engulfs them as they become enraptured by the unholy spirit. Now, we see Major Tom's skeleton ascend up to the heavens, seemingly a mockery of Christ's ascension. Saturn's ring continues to go around the women as they form a circle. We see a wheat field here, alluding to separating the wheat from the chaff, sorting out the valuable from the worthless. Bowie's blindfold is finally off, and he now sees the truth, and he proudly holds up his Blackstar book, which is a Saturnalian Bible, to a source of light, the spiritual truth that is shining upon him. He and his instruments keep their eyes on the unseen source of light that moves off screen. The light spirit sings in the wind, and Bowie briefly sings with it in communion before lowering his Bible. We have to wonder, what is this source of light? Could it have been an angel of light? Lucifer, the light bringer? It seems so. Bowie is back in the pyramid where he once was, with his eyes now open to the truth of the illuminated. The woman who discovered Major Tom is now able to commune with Bowie as a result of their new understanding and truth. They are psychically face to face and eye to eye. She gives him a wink, a sign of the all-seeing eye, letting him know that she understands this knowledge and is happy about what is coming. I found it interesting that she has a unibrow, which may be a hint of one-eye symbolism, and also a nod to artist Frida Kahlo, whose style of painting was categorized as magic realism. After establishing direct contact to the earthly realm, he begins to explain to us, the viewer, his realizations, as he sings directly to God.
You're the flash in the pan. I'm the great I am. Blackstar.
And he literally makes a childish nose gesture to directly mock God, the one true I am. According to Luciferian doctrine, he is now a god, and the God of the Bible will soon no longer be relevant. In the wheat field, we see 3 scarecrows on crucifixes, mocking Christ by literally saying that Jesus is a straw man, a sham. And what's being said here is that, like what scarecrows do to birds, Christianity is a sham set up to scare people into submission and keep them away from the truth. The scarecrows, one of them dressed as a Hasidic Jew, and the other possibly representing atheism or capitalism, gyrate in a disturbingly sexual and effeminate manner. What we see here is perverting the good with the bad. The sexual vibe given from the figures on the crosses, especially the one in Jesus' position, communicates that it is masochistic to sacrifice oneself for others. again mocking Christ and what he stands for.
Something happened on the day he died. Spirit rose a meter and stepped aside. Somebody else took his place and bravely cried, I'm a black star, I'm a black star.
Translation: the wheat will be separated from the chaff, and Jesus will be defeated and replaced by Lucifer. Bowie holds up his Saturn Bible again, this time in the scarecrow's faces from behind the veil. The climax of the video takes place. Ritualistically, the young women line up to form an aisle that the dark priestess walks down with the skull relic, 13 women in all. The women bow to the skull as it passes by them, like the beginning of a Catholic Mass. The priest turns and thrusts forward the skull, and the women start to shake, filled with the unholy spirit. The women form a circle, representing the ring of Saturn, and fall to their hands and knees, still possessed by the spirit moving through them. Bowie's image blurs, and so does the image of the women. Everything is changing, and the veil is starting to lift. And now we see the entire body of the candle. The wax accumulated is piled high, and now we understand that this prophecy took a long time to be fulfilled. What does this accumulation of wax look like to you? To me, it almost looks like a figure of an angel, and we don't have to ask which one. Pay close attention to what we see right after this image. I'm surprised no one has picked up on this in any of the videos I've seen, because it's right here in your face, and it's the reason why I had to make this video. The beast is finally revealed. With charms and rings, he looks like a grotesque, dreadlocked, Cthulhu type of being, with horns. But instead of them being on his head, the horns are on his hands. It almost appears as if he's carrying 2 sickles for a harvest. He's dancing a dance that was moving within the twins and the women the whole time. The beast is bursting with aggressive energy, like a boxer about to get into the ring, ready to fight and claim what is his. The women are attuned to the beast's presence from beyond the veil, and they sway their arms back and forth into the ground in unison, creating a portal for his arrival. Anyone wanting to look at this scene in more primitive symbolic terms, the circle represents the womb from which something will be brought forth. It's self-explanatory why only women are carrying out this ritual. It's that energy from the feminine creative power needed to bring this thing through. As one of the lines of the song said, "On the day of execution, only women kneel and smile. In the center of it all, your eyes." Just as with the very first verse about the solitary candle and your eyes being at the center of it all, in the center of it all is Lucifer and his all-seeing eye. But your eyes are also there with his, because you too are becoming a god within the oneness. Remember, this is all about apotheosis and reaching godhood in the coming new age. We see the face of the beast, and it's also a portal-like circle. The dark priestess moves the skull in a circular motion, tracing the circle of the women formed before her. One of the women comes forward to have her body used as an altar for the skull. The contact represents a sexual magic ritual, often used by Crowley. When this symbolically sexual act is established, and the skull is placed on the woman's back, the beast finally breaks through to the veil into our realm, our dimension. The new age is born. The beast is now in the wheat field to separate the valuable from the worthless. We see the Illuminati symbolism of red and blue. Symbolism used because this scene before us is what it's all about. The beast seeks out the crucified scarecrows and relentlessly attacks them as they scream out and writhe in pain, destroying them with his sickle-shaped horns, harvesting and separating the wheat from the chaff. What we are seeing here is spiritual warfare where Christianity loses. The straw man that is Christianity is destroyed with the truth of the beast and his system. Lucifer, Satan, wins. We see the city from afar and see bursts of light from lightning behind the clouds over the skyline, marking that the beast has arrived like a lightning bolt from the sky, as referenced in the Holy Bible. Whether you are a spiritual person or not, believe in this or not, this is what is being communicated to us, and it's for a reason. And whether you believe in this or not, it has an effect. For instance, if you look at the comments section of the Blackstar videos page, or wherever this video is discussed, you'll see that there are many people, especially Christians, who commented that this video made them feel sick, uneasy, or creeped out, though they're not quite sure why. Well, it's for a reason, because it is a ritual and an omen of very bad things to come. The message is so strong, even people with minimal spiritual discernment or sensitivity are receiving it on a deep level. This is the desired effect. The large number of people far and wide watching this video brings forth the desired amount of negative energy desired for their purposes. Now that's some powerful witchcraft. Also, I have a hunch that most of the people who felt sick or disturbed watching this video were watching this alone and are more likely to be women. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.